Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. Today we are going to do Emacs Lisp coding, a very dense session of Emacs Lisp coding. If you are here, say hi. Hello, Christos. If you are watching offline, feel free to skip around because I talk randomish, ramble a lot. So, very dense Emacs Lisp coding, okay? So we are going to write a command to do find and replace for all files in a directory. All files in a directory. And then the extra feature that you will not find anywhere is that you can undo it. So if I did find replace to all these files and then I realized it's a mistake, I can call a command undo. Then it will undo all the find and replace. So that's what we're gonna write. We're gonna write it from scratch. Now this is actually for my package, but I'm gonna do it from scratch. So this is kind of a Emacs Lisp tutorial. You'll learn how to walk a directory, do find replace on all files, and how we're gonna do the undo feature. So by the way, so if you are looking at if you came here for the girl, this is generated by AI Grok on x.com Grok. And about 2 weeks ago, we talked about AI generating images. Very interesting, hot girls. I'm not that girl, so this is just gonna be dry Emacs Lisp coding, okay, programming. So let's begin, okay. So we want to, so here's the problem. Write a command to do find replace for all files in a directory. So let's begin writing it. So by the way, I'm using softlight keys, and the pink window shows all my command calls and the keystroke on the left as I type. I'm using a Aurora keyboard, okay? So, and I'm using softlight keys, XA Emacs Lisp mod, XA HTML mod. So you search it, you'll find it. You pay me, you get those. You can buy it as a donation. Thank you. So XA find replace. Okay, let's just say that's a file name. Okay, I mean that's a function name. Okay, XA find replace. Okay, I'm using fantastic Glove 80, the new Glove 80 keyboard. My last video talks about that. Okay, so we're gonna write this command. So this is a function name. Okay, XA find replace and find and replace. Okay, so you need a find string. Okay, so let's say that find string and replace string. Okay, so let's capital, my convention to capital case the parameter names. Okay, so find space replace string and you need a directory root. Okay, so let's just say that root and you need a file name extension. Okay, file name extension. Okay, so so that's the parameters. So find string replace string. Okay, let's find string replace string root directory and file name extension. Okay, that's what you need. Yeah, okay. So documentation, find replace all files in the. Okay, and so that's one command we're gonna write. Okay, so this one command. Then we're gonna write a undo, find replace undo. Okay, undo last. And this will be undo last call of this function. Okay, so okay, created today's state, version today's state. That's my convention. Always give a date. Like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you don't have this luxury because that just, the documentation string just takes more memory and stuff. But today you do, so you can okay, so let's write. So the algorithm is open a file. Questions and comments. Hello, Mister. Okay, open. Okay, so the algorithm. for each file, let's first of all get a list of files in root. Then for each, open it and do find replace. Do find and replace. Okay, and make a backup. Okay, so this is essential. You want to make a backup of the original. Therefore, so you can undo it, because otherwise, I mean, there are other ways, but it's more cumbersome. Otherwise, you have to record what is your find string, replace string, and reverse find replace. You know, that's more tedious. So make a backup is the much more simpler. So okay, so that's the algorithm. So am I doing okay? Video check, audio check. You guys like it? 11 viewers. Okay, fantastic. So open a file. Now usually in Emacs, when you open a file, you call find file. For example, let's say talk show. Okay, copy the file path, close it, and put the file path here. You see, and then evaluate this line. Do it. You see, it opens the file. But this is how you meta-x find file. This is how you normally open a file. But you don't want to do that in Emacs Lisp code, because when you do that, it opens the file, it turns on the major mod, it does the syntax coloring, and it calls like tens of other things, like basically hooks or events. Because every time you open a file, you have to syntax color. That takes a lot of time. So when you want to process thousands of files, you don't want to call the find file. Okay. So Emacs Lisp. So you can check. Go to search for Kasa Emacs Lisp tutorial. You'll find all my tutorials and the idiom to open lots of files for each file in a directory is it's here. I listed here. So file and directory. So buffer read file. That's what you want. So this is kind of the idiom, how you open a file in Lisp quickly. Okay. I mean, sometimes you want to do that because sometimes you want to call the find file so you can let the user see, which file is opened. Like Emacs is great in this way. When you do text processing, you can actually see the process in real time. It opens a file, it changes, close it, open another, things like that. But for speed reasons, you don't want that. Okay, so in our example, in our case, we don't want that. Okay, so this is how you this is the idiom for opening a file fast. Okay, so file path. So so this is opening a file. Open a file. Okay, but before we open file, we need to get the list of directories. So how you do that? So you go here, Emacs Lisp tutorial. Worker directory. So file and directory, file path, functions, work directory. So there, okay. So do you want it recursively? Yes, I do. Now all these are options. You should, eventually when you write a program, you should have options. Do you want it to be recursive and prompt for file name extension and so on? But we're gonna just quickly hard code it. So file directory files, that's not recursive, so that's not what you want. Okay, so what you want is go down, you want directory files recursively. Okay, so that's a function you want to call directory file recursively. Okay, so that's a function, and directory is going to be root. Okay, and regular expression for filtering files. Yeah. Okay, so file name extension, and let's say rejects. Normally you don't want to. I mean, let's just say that. Okay, so root directory, then file name extension rejects, so that filters, for example, only HTML files. Usually you want that because otherwise you have image files, you have image files, PDF files, all sort of video files. So you go through the root directory and filter by that regular expression, and then include directories, no. Okay, so include directories, neo, these are optional, you don't need it. Optional parameters. Predicate is a filter function. Predicate is a filter on which subdirectory to dive into. Okay, yeah, you know, you basically predicate, you want to skip git directories. Yeah. Yeah, you want to skip git.git. So the predicate is a filter on which subdirectory to dive into. Rejects is applied first before the predicate sees it. Okay, so it needs a function. Yeah, tedious. Okay, the function is, okay, so it's past the full path of a directory. So you need to give a function, so we can actually write it here. So predicate is a lambda, okay? So that's the full path. Then you basically, if, okay, so string match, if string match, literal dot, then, so it start with a dot, ignore directory, okay? So if begin with a dot, yeah, that should do it. So string match, begin with a dot, match with that path, then that means ignore it, okay? The predicate is a filter on which subdirectory to dive to, okay? Okay, we'll test it out, okay? So basically it looks like that so far. This Emacs. So comments. Okay, so we need a list of files. Okay, so you get a variable file list. Okay, so set the variable file list to be this directory thing we are trying to get. Okay, so this directory files recursively will return a list of files, of file path, full path. Okay, root the file name regular expression, then let's check again, root the file name expression, then include root the regular expression, and okay, then what is this, include directories. Okay, no, we don't want directory in the result. Okay, so neo, then the next one is the predicate. So if it's true, filter it out, I believe. So the predicate filter on which subject to dive into, okay? No, if it's true, you know, you want it. If it's neo, ignore it. Wait, it's a bit ambiguous. So if it's T, ignore subdirectories that can be read. Function, if returns true, dive into that directory. Okay, so if it's true, then you want it. So this will be not. Okay, so if the string matches beginning with a dot, then return neo, return false. Okay, yeah, so I suppose that's that. Then follow sim links, we don't care, no. Okay, so neo we can ignore. Okay, so we got a file list here, and before we do anything, we can so far just test it. Okay, test our code. So that's our code already. So this when the font size is large, you got this window width problem, and let's see if we can. Yeah, I want to make it so that it's easier to see. Okay, so that's it. That's our function so far. If you call it, it's just going to print the list of directories. So let's try to call it. And okay, so let's call it. And what is the what is the argument? Okay, so argument are that. So find string. Okay, so let's say find string. Find string is a string. Replace string. So find string. Let's say find sum. Okay, replace sum just for now. Router. Okay, we want a router. So we're gonna test this. So we need a directory to test. Okay, so that's easy. We gonna what happened? Shit. And did I just delete it? Yeah, okay, I kind of deleted the file. Okay, so let's make a backup. I deleted by mistake. Yeah, okay, so let's just make a, let's just go, where is it? Okay, so make a backup. Okay, so put it back, show in browser. So here's our code so far. Now let's create a directory full of files for testing purposes. So we can go to Emacs blog. Let's use Emacs manual because Emacs Lisp manual, there are 1,000 pages. So let's just make a copy of this. In fact, let's tar. Can you tar it? Yeah, what is the key for tar? Okay, describe mod to see the documentation. Search for tar. Search for tar, not there. Search for, wait, I don't have a tar. Okay, PowerShell. Okay, so we need to go faster. PowerShell, so GCM tar. I have tar installed. So list matching lines tar not found. List matching lines GZ not found. What? Wait, what? Okay, forget about that. So let's just do this. This is my command to zip the directory. Okay, so now it's zipping the directory. We want to zip it so that every time we can unzip it and make a new fresh copy. Why do we want to do that? Because every time we do a find replace, we might to do it again. So now go to talk show, go to the directory, this file we want. Okay, so make a new directory xzip. Okay, xtest. File exists. What? Make a new directory xtest. Okay, let's xxtext test. Okay, put it there. So now, okay, that's Emacs Lisp manual. Okay, now unzip it. Yeah, unzip not installed. What? Okay, so PowerShell expand archive. Okay, PowerShell has built-in unzip, expand archive, and elisp. There, do it. Okay, so back to Emacs, refresh. There it is. So you got, this is a bunch of Emacs Lisp manual. Open it, show in browser, so you can see. So delete it, close. Okay, so now we want to copy the file path. Copy, close. Okay, we back here, and what is this? Emacs block, close. Yeah, so back up, open the file again. So we want to call the function here, and the root is going to be this this directory. That's right. We're gonna do find replace there, and let's open it. Let's see what we want to find and replace. Let's say the word abbrev. Okay, copy it, close. So we want to find the word abbrev, replace it by xxy. Okay, for the testing purposes. Okay, so we got the root. What's going on? The keyboard has a slightly different layout than I was using. So anyway, so find string, replace string, root. Okay, find string, replace string, root. Then file name, regular expression. Okay, so that will be, okay, you need to be a regex. So that's gonna be, what is the, you know, these keys. Okay, so you want the backslash dot html and $sign. Okay, so that means the all HTML files. So are we ready to test it? Now I think I'm ready. So now evaluate this code. Okay, now let's call it. Oh, we so right now it will just list the files. Okay, so let's do it, run it. Okay, seems good. Show the message buffer. So this is, we got a bunch of files. Copy it, new buffer, make it one line per line. That looks good. So we got the list of files. So far, this code works. A list of files. Next step. Open each file. Okay, we don't want to use that. We want to okay, so we got a list of files. Now open each file. So you're gonna do a loop. So for each, so that is map C. Map C is a loop without side effects. I mean, with without returning, it returns the sequence itself. It takes a function and the list, returns the list unchanged. The function usually do something, opening a file and do something. So map C is like JavaScript for each. Okay. So the sequence is going to be file list. Okay. Then the function is X is a path, file path. Okay. So what you want to do, you want to open it. Okay. So you create a temp buffer and insert the file content to it. So so then the file path, so let's just say X file path. Okay. Then you got the file content in here. Okay. Then you want to do find replace. Okay. So then how you do that? While. Okay. While loop. So while search for word, you want to search for the find string. Okay, so what is the find string? Am I doing good? Good. Hello, sir. Okay, so we are busy coding. So find string. What is the find? The keys. Got the keys. Okay. So go to the top, yeah, find string there. So search for the find string, bound, we don't care. Bound, we don't care, nil, no error, true. Okay, count, we don't care. So when it's found, you call the replace match. Okay. So the replace match is gonna be the new text is the replace string. Fixed case literal. Okay, so those should be user options. So you need to more code for the user interface, but for now let's hard code it. So let's say fixed case true, literal true. Then we don't care about that. Okay, so right now it's using plain find and replace, not regular expression. But if you want regular expression, just replace the search for word by re-search for word. Okay. Okay, so let's let's clean up the code. So this for each file in file list, which is a full file path, you create a temp buffer, you insert file contents, then you go to the top. So go to char point min, go to the top of the buffer, then you do a while loop, search for word, search for that string. If it's found, it will return true. So while is true. So when it's found, you replace match. Okay, then yeah. So that does the we find and replace all occurrences. So that's done. Then you need to so right now this is a temp buffer. So you actually need to save this into the file. So before we do that, we need to make a backup. Okay. So before we do that, we need to make a backup. So once you with temp buffer. So now let's do a backup. And backup the original file. So how do you do backup? Copy file. CF file will be X file path. Okay, new name will be this is gonna be tedious. So new name, we need some temporary name. Usually date stamp will work well. So you got the full date stamp, date and time, date and time, and with microseconds. So that kind of guarantees you have a unique file name. So this, these are the operations by this command. So we need to create a backup name. So let's do a little let block. So let's say backup name. Okay. So what is the backup name? Set backup name. So you want the date, date timestamp, date. I forgot what's the function for date. Let's go back to Emacs Lisp tutorial. So what is the function for date? So that you search for date, not here. So go back to Emacs Lisp basics, search for date. There it is, print date time. So you want format time string. That's what you want. So you want the format that's ordinal date time. No. So you want a format such that it's human readable, yet easy to parse. Okay. So ISO 8601. But you don't want the colon. Colon is not a allowed character in file names. Okay. I thought I just updated this page for where is it? Past date time. So datetime string format. Okay, this is taking longer than I expected because we haven't get to the undo backup yet. So for Unix time, we don't want that because that's unreadable. insert datetime. I thought I just recently updated the page. What's going on? Okay, let's go to Emacs blog. Maybe I have duplicate articles. So video tutorial packages, fun things, blog. I'm pretty sure I recently updated the page so that it actually has an example of the Unix, of a maybe that's Wolfram language. Did I get confused? God, I'm not. Oh, that was PowerShell. PowerShell. Too many languages. Okay. Go back to, you see, I want the datetime that's also that's like that. Okay, like this one. Basically all digits with underscore and dash. Okay. Anyway, so let's go back to Emacs print datetime. That's easy enough. So let's just copy that. So close that. So datetime. So you want to that, okay, set datetime. So you want the format. This is getting complex because we are trying to add the locale. The date zone. So that's why you got all these. So format datetime, year, month, date. Then I don't want that T, just underscore. Then time. Okay, time, I don't want that, so let me just show you. Okay, so if you run that, you got that. Okay, so that's not what you want. You don't want the semicolon. Okay, so look up describe function for datetime. Let's see, seconds. Oh god, this is taking longer than minute, second. So what we got here? So we got so that, then year, month, date. Then we want hours, minute, second, and microsecond. Okay, hour, minute, second, microsecond. Okay, so let's describe function. Okay, HMS basically. Okay, so hour, minute, second, and we want microsecond. What? Micro. Okay, so n is nanosecond. Yeah, that's too complex. Forget about that. Okay, let's just stick up to seconds. Okay, so this eval. So that's a format. Okay, we're gonna stick with that. And in fact, let's remove the dash. Okay, let's just so try it. That's good. So we got that datetime format. Okay, so sample output, don't care. So clean up the code. This is the backup file name. Okay, so we got the backup file name. Then then we do backup. Okay, then copy file. So here's a backup. So the new file name will be file path concat. Actually, back file, we can do the concat here. So, okay, so file path. Then you concat with that. Then you need a tilde. So to signify it's a backup file. That's Emacs convention. Okay, so let's try it again. So you got that. That's correct. So file name plus that. Okay, this is getting tedious. We don't want backup name, backup. Time string. Okay, let's just say. Okay, that's backup time string. Then the file name is gonna be concat backup timestamp. Okay, so that's the file name. Clean it. Okay, then okay, if it already exists, yes, we don't care. We can just override because this kind of guarantee is unique. So, but actually we want to do add a xa find replace, make sure it's unique XFP. So file path, copy file from path to path, then something override, yes, keep time, ignore. Okay, so ignore the rest. Okay, so that's the backup part. Let's see. So actually we need kind of a variable that tells that whether if a string is found, because if it's not found, you don't want to override it. When it's not found, just ignore the whole thing. You don't have to do backup and so on. So actually, so we need to do that. Yeah, okay, so and where are we gonna add that? So you need a temporary yeah, so actually you need some kind of temporary. So let's just say that. Okay, so X is a temp found P, so that means if it's found. So while while that is true, set that to true. Okay, so now backup. If X found true, let's just say when. Okay, when that is true, then you do the backup. Okay, beautiful. It's getting good. So when something is found, you do the backup, and then you also have to do save the file. Okay, so now save file. Okay, so you first of all you backup, then backup and save. Let's put them together there. Okay, so first of all you backup, then you save. So how do you save? Save is right region. Okay, you can look up, double check Emacs Lisp tutorial datetime. This belongs to Emacs Lisp, so go to Emacs Lisp and Emacs Lisp, then you want to write file, so read file and write file. Yeah, right region is the one you want to. That's how you save file basically. You don't want to use save buffer, okay? Because that's mostly for interactive use. Because otherwise, because if you call that, it does a lot of hooks, like you don't want that. So right region is how you save file. So right region, then right file. Right buffer contents do not. Okay, so right region, yeah. So in Lisp you call right region. Point min, point max, and file name. So file name will be x path. Then append, no. Visit, no. Log name, no. Okay, no, we don't care. Okay, this is how you save. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's look at overall. So get a list of files. So find replace, get a list of files, get a list of files. Then then open each file. We don't want that. Okay, open each file. Map C. So function lambda and map to the file list. Okay, and the function will create a temp buffer, insert the file contents, do find replace, go to the beginning of buffer, while search found the string, do replace, and set the found to be true. Okay, then so this is for each file, right? So this is map C for each file. Then okay, then let's see, this is a while loop. Okay, then when it's found, then you do backup. Okay, so first of all, create a backup timestamp. Okay, so this is a backup timestamp. Then you copy the file, right? That's how you do backup. Then you okay, so once the backup is done, then you save the file. Okay, right region, point min, point max, file path. Okay, I think that's it. So this is done. This will actually do the find and replace and do a backup. So we can try to test it. So eval last sexp, and now if we call this, it's going to work. Let's try it. Okay, so open this file, the testing directory, open it, so you can see you got the word abbrev there. Okay, close it. This directory got 1000 files. Okay, close it. So if we now call this function, it will do the find replace. Let's do it. Okay, please let it work. Eval. You see, fantastic. It says road. So now it's going fantastic. It's going through 1000 files. Done. Okay, so you see road. That means all changes happen there. So not many files changed. So close that. Revisit directory. So 1000 files. Now go to the top. You see, those are backup. So you see we got fantastic. Okay, now let's open the file and check. Open it. Yeah, fantastic. The abbrev word is gone, so it's working. One-shot coding. Why? Because I've been coding this like for over 20 years. Find replace. I coded this 1,000 times. In Python, in Golang, in Perl. Perl is the first in year 2000. If you search for solid find replace, you'll find all that. Perl, Python, Golang, PowerShell. The code is on the web. And also Emacs Lisp. Okay, so this is like the thing I do first when I learn a new language. Solid find replace. Okay, so there is that's a package, and this is how you so there's a Golang this is a Golang version, and go down, you'll see Python version, Perl version, Emacs version, and Wolfram language version. Okay, so anyway, this is working. So yeah, we know for sure it's working correctly. So now it made a backup. So now what we have to do, we have to write this undo the last find replace. This is what I need to do, because all the above, I already have a XAR package, for example, yeah, let me peddle my stuff. If you like my stuff, pay me, okay? So for example, let me show you. So open this file. Let's say I want to replace all the word expansion, okay? So just call, XAR find replace. You can see that command name on the pink window, XAR find replace text. It's for my package. So find the word expansion, replaced by tdt, okay? Do it. Which directory? This directory. And file name extension, yes. Write changes to file, yes. You see, now it's done. Now it generates a report, so you can actually navigate all the occurrences and all the files. For example, list all the files that changed. So you got how many files? 40 files changed. Close that, so you can jump to any of the occurrence. So you see, I already have the command, and this command is called this command is called XAR find replace XAR find.el. So here's the source code, 800 lines of code, and you can go here, open in browser. That's the home page. So if you like this, you can pay me and get it. It's open source. So you got regular expression versions, you got plain text versions, then you got the find count. If you just want to count, you can also specify how long, the context. Do you want to show the context before the occurrence or after the occurrence? How, the length you want to show, and things like that. So very powerful, because after 10 years of using Emacs ways, I find this more convenient. Why do I do I do find replace all the times, like on few hundred or few thousand files every other day for the past 20 years. Why? Because my website is static website. So everything is static plain text files. So when you want to change a header, for example, XAR Go mod, if you want to change a header or footer, for example, 2025, you need to do find replace. There's no like template, the header files, I don't do that. So anyway, that's what you do when you use static websites. I mean, static, anyway, that's digression. So anyways, that's why I do find replace all the time, hundreds of files or thousands almost every day in the past 20 years. And the most convenient is, so I created this package. Okay, if you like it, go to the website homepage and, buy it, okay? Not that, but where is it? This one. So I already have this written, but the feature I don't have is I want to like call undo and revert all the files of the last find replace. So that is why what I'm trying to show today. But it's already an hour, is it? Yeah. But we can do this quickly. It takes 20 minutes. Okay. So let me take a break, answer the questions. Fantastic. Do you use Emacs Lisp to generate your RSS feed? Yeah, of course. Okay, let me quickly digress for 5 minutes. For example, this is my Emacs blog. There's a RSS feed. You click it. I'm using Atom feed, Atom protocol, which is RSS feed and which is a XML file. So the protocol is basically XML file. So how do you generate that? So show in browser again, Emacs blog. So you can go to RSS. You see that this is the file, blog.xml. So open it. This is XML. It's showing in XHTML mod because then I can validate it. It's so powerful. So for example, the author, I can delete the whole author block, go to the end of a tag, go to the beginning of tag, or for example, the last entry is this one, by Emacs tutorial. So I can delete the whole, so that this is XHTML mod. You can also buy it. Just search it, you'll find it. So yeah, so your question, how do I create this? So for example, let's say new section, something new, okay? You see, show in browser, there it is, September 12th, something new. Now I need to RSS it, okay? So press a few buttons, there it is. It opens the file and add the whole entry there. Then save it, close it, go to PowerShell, then just rsync, then you upload to my website. So you can see all the command names on the pink window. XHTML atom new entry. So that's how I do it. Okay. So now I don't need it. So I just delete the block showing browser. That's it. That. Okay. So that's about RSS. The other question. I can get along with the Lisp syntax. Well, it gets some, it takes some getting used to. Okay. There's pros and cons. The cons is that then you got all these nested, brackets. Some people don't like it. I actually like it very much. So it's a matter of acquired taste. Okay. So the disadvantage is that you just have to keep, typing. Undo. You have to keep, typing these parens. Okay. The advantage is that you have the syntax captures syntactical unit of the programming language. So the syntax captures the semantic unit of the programming language. For example, this entire map C, okay? So I can select it. If I want to delete it, all I have to do just press a key. So that's one semantic unit of the code, okay? Important because you work, you don't work with words or each character, right? In programming, you have a semantic unit. So if you want to remove a feature or remove a function or remove a module, so you can do that with one single key press. For example, this lambda, okay? You can highlight it, press a key, the whole lambda is gone. Now in C, Java, Golang, you don't have that. Well, at best you have this curly braces block, but if you delete, this doesn't work in Emacs because for example, let's go here. Okay, let's go to JavaScript mod. Okay, XR JavaScript. So for example, you can have that, and you can have console log. Let's say console log 33. Okay, save the file xx something.js. Okay, run it. You got 33, and these curly braces in C JavaScript, they function as a semantic block. Okay, so once you have that, you can just remove the whole. Okay, but not always. For example, the problem with C, for example, if you have if statements, if 3 console log true, okay, you print true. Then you say else, okay, console log false, okay, let's say. So you can run that, you can run the whole thing, so there's a result. But you see, you don't have the semantic unit. This whole if statement is a semantic unit, but there's no syntactical correspondence to it. So, but you can easily remove the curly braces block, but not the whole. So gets more complex when you have a function names. For example, you want to remove this whole function call. Okay, you can do it in one shot because it's not captured by syntax. You can remove the parameters. That's it. Then you have to. Okay, so that's kind of the pros and cons of the Lisp syntax. It takes get some used to. I like it actually. Okay, so we need to do this undo. So actually, there's I think more question. Yes, you can. It's just not an editor feature. No, you are wrong, Mo. Okay, I'm not going to argue today, because then we're gonna get in this But Moedo, you are incorrect. Tree-seater, get out of here. Moedo, you don't know. Okay. So hey, Don Hopkins. Now Don Hopkins, guys. Don Hopkins. Oh Jesus. Now Don Hopkins is a great coder. He's a classic old school coder from 1980s. So Don Hopkins, he wrote X11. He implemented lots of things in X11 back in 1980s, and he's most famous for he implemented the game Sim City in X11, right? I think, and he also Don Hopkins is also a Mathematica user. Okay, and one of the most famous thing he has done is he's also well known for having written the X11, the X Windows disaster. Don Hopkins, 1994, how to make a 50 MIPS workstation run like a 4.7 megahertz IBM PC. Now, if you guys are Zoomers, you have no idea what this is. 50 MIPS, that's a powerful workstation from Sun Microsystems, I think, back in 80s. So anyway, this is one chapter of the Unix haters handbook, written by scientists, by all the three authors. They are great operating system experts. But Don Hopkins is, he doesn't like Trump. So politics, I'm not gonna talk about politics today. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, let's go back to the I want to code this. Okay, so let's code this. Okay, let me take 2 minutes and then let's code this. Undo the find replace. Moedo says tree-seater is great. Yeah, it's great. Okay, yeah. I mean, I was, I'm going to learn it. I was going to do a deep dive, because I think I also agree tree-seater is very fantastic, but I just haven't got to it yet because I got other things to do. I gotta do prove theories, mathematics, differential geometry, so a lot to learn. Josh says, hi Xi, I've been watching a few of your past live streams and I'm an observer in the Discord chats. May I ask you a weird question? What is your take on AI girlfriends? That's no good. AI girlfriend, girlfriend, you get the real life girl. I mean, what you gonna do with your AI girlfriend? Your girlfriend, the fundamental goal is to have children. That's how men and women get together. You have children. That's why you desire a girlfriend, because it's built in. Because if you don't like girlfriends, you die out. And AI girlfriend, they don't get you children unless one day we have the worm farm. You can grow a worm. Then So if you are a loner, you can get a girlfriend. Okay, meet a girl, and meanwhile, all the girls they also want to meet you, because they too want to have children. Generally speaking. Okay, let's let's write this undo last. Okay, so for this to work, the first thing we need to do is to get the timestamp unique file name. Okay, so we have this. That's why we made this file name kind of unique. Okay, so we need to get this timestamp. So that's how we know what file we can revert. Okay, so once you get that, okay, so then get a list of such file names. Okay, and the router. Okay, so you got the router, then you got the timestamp, then you get a list of such file names. For each, just replace the original with it. Okay, or actually rename. Okay, that's what you have to do. So in order to know, but first of all, you need to know the timestamp. Okay, so when we call this function find replace, we need to record the timestamp somewhere. Now there's many ways to do it, but for now let's just say let's just create a variable. Okay, define var. Let's say define a new variable, and the variable start find replace last timestamp. Okay, so every time you call this function, you will record this kinds last let's say last record, because you need several information. You need the timestamp and you need the root directory, and you also need the file name extension, but it's hard coded for now. Okay, so okay, so what do you want to do? So let's just say a vector. Okay, let's just say a list is first element is string of full path of router. Okay, then the second element is a string of timestamp. Okay, so we record this information. Okay, so in the beginning it's just nil. Okay, but every time you do it, you need to set it. Okay, so let's copy that. So now go here, the timestamp. So once we set the timestamp, we set that yeah, okay, so we we should place this code like above, but for now let's push on. So list and the router. Okay, I think that's it. So you set that router and backup timestamp. That's right. Yeah, it would be nice to chat, but I mean for today, why am I coding the Emacs Lisp dense Emacs Lisp today? Because today I thought because today I was using this beautiful, attractive Emacs girl. So when people will just click it, and so I want to do a better Xar talk show. so anyway, so yeah, we can for politics, I'm thinking I've been wanting to do this for a while. We can, create a Twitter live stream, but I haven't got to that yet. So anyway, so we record this find replace last record. Okay, so list router, yeah, set it, and backup timestamp, yes. Okay, then when we do the backup, okay, so this is important. Okay, so now when we do this undo, so all we have to do is the router. Okay, x router. So you need a router and you need timestamp. Okay, so that's the thing you need. So let's set them. So nth. Okay, so the nth is 0. So because list is 0 based, okay, which is no good. But okay, I think that's it. So you got timestamp. But by the way, another better way to do this these days, since about 5 years ago or 10, is setq sequence. Sequence setq. So you can do it this way. Okay, so let me show you. There. Okay, but let's not do that today. Okay, so you got the root directory. Then you just, for each. Okay, so then you just map C. Okay, that's the algorithm. Then map C. That's for each. Then the sequence is so that's the root directory. You want to map this function to, and for each file path you rename. Okay, rename file. Okay, so rename it back. Yeah, so file x, rename it by removing the timestamp. Okay, so oh god, how do you remove the timestamp? So more code, but that's good because it's not too hard. Okay, so let's go to the let's move this code to the bottom. This is our test code. Okay, open this. So for example, copy file path. So we got an example of example of a file with the timestamp. So you want to god. Okay, let's use the regular expression. Okay, lambda x, let a local variable, then new name. Okay, so you need to create a new name. The new name will be, so this is a new name. But what is a new name? The new name is okay, we got another thing wrong. Okay, when we created this timestamp, this we need to fix. When we created this timestamp, you see this is based on current time. You don't want it to be inside the loop. You want it to be outside because you want all files to have the same timestamp. Basically, the time you call this function, not when the function visit the file. So you want to move this up. Okay, so let's move this variable up to the top. Okay, there. Okay, so such it. So you want to move it up let's say, is that there? Yeah, okay. So let's make it kind of shorter, okay? So that's your, you make it one shot there. Then let's see. Then open each file. When found, do backup. Yeah, so you can paste that there. You don't need to let. You see, this is the advantage of Lisp syntax. You can just manipulate. So backup, set the record, okay? Set the record here. Now this again, make it one line. Copy file, then backup. Yeah, so we got that. That's correct, okay? So now we undo. We got the timestamp. Then we get the record. Then so then new name. So we need to know the new name, okay? So the new name will be, you kind of want to do a regular expression. So how do you do? Okay, so this is taking longer than expected. Let's go to Emacs. Let's go to Emacs Lisp. Emacs Lisp basics. You want string functions. You want the string functions that remove, the beginning to the end of that tilde character. So variables, conditions, loop, functions. So where's string functions there? So you want to find the index, join string, split string, convert string to number, buffer, text string to buffer, match string by regex. Okay, so you can use string match. So you want to have substring. Okay, then string match. There, okay. So string match, you want to match a tilde character, okay, and the string is from X, okay. Start, we don't care. So you want to get the substring of X from 0 to that, okay. So let's show here. Let's there, okay. New name is equals to, let's test that, okay. So if we test this, let's try it, run it. Void variable X, God, yeah, okay. So let's put this here. Fantastic, you see, beautiful, one-shot coding, it works, okay. So yeah, so this works. So this is a new name. Let's say original name. Okay, so now you just rename. So rename X to the original name. Okay, if already exists, yes, T, okay. So I think that's it. Fantastic, beautiful. We have finished. I think we have finished this this find, replace, undo last. Let's double check. So when we call this function, first get the root directory name. Root directory is recorded in this variable and the timestamp name. Now let's double check if they are recorded correctly. So this documentation, let's make it better. Full path of the, okay, so the second one and the second element is something like that. Okay, so this is the documentation. So check. So here is how you set it: root and backup time map, time stream. Okay, then you, yeah, okay, so now, so you got that. Then you map the function to the root. Oh, you need to, well, root is you first of all you need to get a list of files. Root is a single file path, so that won't work. So you need to get the list of files. So copy that code. So you got to get the list of files. So let's copy that. So make a local variable file list. Then from the root file name regular expression. So this is gonna be the timestamp. Okay, so it's gonna get tedious. Yeah, so you want to turn this into a regular expression. So rejects quote. Okay, I believe there's a function rejects quote. Okay, so if that contains that, then that's how you wanna, that's a regular expression. Okay, then don't go into subdirectories and skip, let's skip the file name beginning with a dot. And actually let's ignore that. Yeah, okay, let's keep it. Okay, so you get the file list, then the root should be here. Wait, so file list, yeah, so file, where's the root here? Okay, so root, then then lambda. Okay, so I think that's it. You get the list of files of all the backup files. Okay, then for each file in file list, you call a function lambda, then you recreate the original name, then you just rename it. Okay, so rename file, yeah. So now let's eval the whole buffer. Okay, so now we have written two functions. Okay, so one function is this. One function is the find, replace, undo, last. The other function is that. Okay, so go to the bottom, eval the buffer, make a backup, uncomment it. Okay, now let's check what's the value of this variable. So describe variable is nil. That's correct. Now Now if we run this, it's gonna be something, so let's see what else you want to replace. Let's say Emacs Lisp. Let's say replace the word manual. Okay, close. So replace the word manual by XMM. Okay, now let's run it. Run, please make it work. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now open the file, open the directory, open the file. There it is. We made it. And go to the directory so we can see this is the last, the timestamp. Okay, now you see there's some mistake there. I don't know what, we did a mistake there, I think. Oh yeah, that's from XAR find. Okay, so never mind. So anyway, this is the timestamp. Close that. Close that. Now describe variable on this. Do it. There it is. The value is that and that. Fantastic. Okay. Now let's call this undo function. Okay. If we do it, it should work. Let's hope so. It will revert everything. Eval last expression. Looks like it worked. Let's open the directory again. Open it. Refresh. Open the file. There it is. We got the manual back. Fantastic. That's it for today. Successful. Ching. Thank you, Crystals. Thank you. So fantastic. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Let me wrap up. Okay, so you guys need to donate. Okay, you can buy my Emacs tutorial. It's you got instant access of about like 800 900 1000 pages of Emacs and Emacs Lisp tutorial. Okay, if you guys like my stuff, just search for XARD Emacs Lisp. So let's see what the other questions. We close down in 3 minutes. So have you tried doing Emacs? About 2 years ago, I tried to install it live, but that was not a good video because after 1 hour I spent 1 hour without preparation. But Doom Emacs, I suppose it's good. But so Doom, the thing about Doom Emacs is that it's an Emacs distro, and the main feature is that you use Vim VS key binding. So everything is set up. You don't have to config how Emacs works and all that. You just download it, it works out of the box. But the main feature is that it uses Vim key binding. So if you are already familiar with Vim, you can use it. But still, you have to learn a little bit about Emacs because it's not exactly Vim. So anyway, so Vim is the main feature, a modal key binding. And the other thing is that it's typically it's for Linux people. Okay, it's for you nerds out there. Because if you are a Windows user, then you don't know what is Vim, so that will take you a month to actually 2 months to actually learn. And even if you know a little bit Vim, the Doom Emacs is like very technical. Like you expect people to be like Linux users usually. Otherwise, you won't. Otherwise, you might spend a lot of time to look into. So, yeah. So Crystal has seen it. What do your URL keep.html? What do you mean? What do you mean URL keep? Bro, I know you for more than 4 years and still don't know what you are doing. What? I talk about technical stuff, nerd stuff, programming language design, AI, and stuff. Okay, thanks to thanks to thanks to where, where did he go? Don Hopkins. Thanks to Don Hopkins for visiting. Politics, politics is very sensitive. You can, if we talk about politics, you can't be friends anymore. That's very risky thing. Bye, guys.